Yep, we're good now.
All right, so we need to do a recap from our last sessions, maybe two sessions, right?
Yeah.
Our last two games have been the same encounter. Essentially, two sessions ago was the space combat. We wrapped up, tied up some loose ends, made a plan to go get your bounties, plotted the course, and then you jumped into war right, and were pretty quickly attacked by a pirate ship called what was it called? Calico Jack.
Yes.
Right. The Calico Jack then proceeded to shoot crap out of you guys. And then you got close enough with a boarding action, which we stopped that session. Because I knew a new round of boarding and hand-to-hand combat was going to require more time than we had. That's pretty much how we handled last session was their boarding action, your counter boarding action. And then the creation, you guys subsequently was able to Calico Jack crew to surrender, and their attack went sideways. Now you guys are proud of a I don't know kind of asteroid ship.
Oh, I know what that is.
I'll give you guys. Here's the link to the Calico Jack PCS crack record. I'll give you the MC record. Take a look at that thing. You'll see how it's armed, and you'll actually see what they had in cargo.
Oh yeah, that was something to look at.
Yep. Asteroid ship. Yeah, there was
that's right.
Yeah.
10 tons of illegal luxuries. Nice. 3 tons of biochemicals, 4 tons of advanced manufactured goods, and 5 tons of advanced electronics.
Yep.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, it sounds like probably it's got to be the World Series or a replay.
It's the World Series. It's game 2.
Okay. So, and then here comes our on the fly map. So you guys were in. Oh, is this a good map? Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. So here.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
That's it. That's where we ended. See, you may have been hurt, but I think you were healed.
Okay.
You got a pretty good gunfight with another pirate marine, and I'm pretty sure psionics turned the tide of battle once again.
And the dot.
Yeah, well, what the problem is, you Zeke, your armor, they couldn't get through it, and then you guys couldn't get through their armor, but then suddenly Zeke took something that penetrated, and Sealand had to rescue y'all. Oh yeah, and Mazoon was swashbuckling with somebody for like 10 rounds, and neither one of them could penetrate each other's armor.
Yeah, we both scored some hits. Just neither one of us could get through.
It was good times.
Although I will say, if he'd been wearing a standard spacesuit, he'd have been looking for patches.
Yeah, no, these guys were equipped with boarding suits. I'll let go ahead and take over, guys. It's game's yours now.
Well, that was one thing I wanted to ask Greg, because I know when we left last session, the plan was to send Deck and the Zephyr with the NPC pilot and NPC astrogator, if I remember right, and Mazoon was going to stay with the planetoid hull, and Celine was going to astrogate. Are we starting at that point, or are we starting after the 2 jumps for the planetoid hull to Torpo?
Well, You just actually reminded me of something I was going to do between sessions, and maybe we do it now, but we'll talk about that in a minute. We need to create a tracker for who's on which ship with the NPCs going forward.
Okay.
Yeah. The both ships you're going to send the Calico Jack through Torpo, right? As a 2 jump, but then you're going to send Deck and the your Far Trader to Torpo on a single jump ahead of time. Essentially, was that the gist of it?
Right. We were going to have the Zephyr refuel at Borite and then do a jump 2 to Torpo.
Yep.
So that they could do repairs. And if I remember right, we were going to have Deck be the engineer on the Zephyr. Obviously, we figured Deck would want to stay with the Zephyr. Have the NPC pilot and the NPC astrogator and the NPC doc go with the Zephyr, and then we captured 5 of their crew.
Yeah, so those I still have to name them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Technically 6. Yeah, but including the Marines, and then there's the one called Carl's Toy that was also part of that group.
Yeah.
Right. We were going to take anyone who had actually come aboard the Zephyr in combat and put them in the Zephyr's low berth.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that's right. You put the Marines down there.
Yep. That way they can't cause any trouble, and they only get revived if Torpo will recognize them as pirates and jail them, or space them, whatever Torpo does with pirates these days.
Yeah.
The law.
And then
jack them out the airlock, but.
Well, again, since we're in the Zephyr, Mizoon anyway wants to keep things above board. If we were in the Antelope, they would have just gone off the airlock and nobody the wiser.
That's true. Yeah, you guys are operating on the pretenses you are up and up traders.
Right. Yeah. No, that's fine.
Yeah. And then that way,
Zeke speaking his mind as a Marine. That's what we did when we was in the Marines.
And then that would give Deck a week in Torpo at their Class B starport to do repairs and get the Zephyr back up to snuff. And then we were going to have a discussion once the 2 ships were back together. What do we want to do with this planetoid hull, and do we want to go after that treasure ship? So that's where we were at. Puppet beam laser, puppet missile.
I'm hearing split the party, so Ruff loves it, but I'll let you guys talk it out.
So I want to make sure. So I'm trying to track some of this and get numbers. So did we berth in Borite at all, or
no? We were going to fuel at the gas giant mule and move on.
Yeah, you
so we
guys
didn't even pay for
jumped
fuel.
in system.
We scooped fuel, so there was no cost there, right? We're just moving.
Correct.
Yeah. Right.
All right.
But at Torpo, we're definitely going to want to do the monthly maintenance on the Zephyr because it's been a little bit since we last did that.
I'm assuming it took damage in combat too, so.
Because that's 3 weeks that the Zephyr's been operating without any preventative maintenance cycles.
Can't let that happen.
There's penalties for not maintaining. Just on J drive operation minimum.
I don't think they kick in just a few weeks, but we don't want to mess around with it.
Yep. I may have to actually start throwing that on the combat the last time there was preventative maintenance performed. Just so it's on the calendar so that way we don't lose track of that. That might be another useful tool.
Yeah, I've been trying to, we talked about doing every 30 days. So if we're at 68, it's time again, for sure.
Yeah.
So I've got that in my current cost.
Yeah, and basically I think we've been kind of building into the system that anytime we stop at a starport, we've been taking the time to do preventative maintenance while we're looking for cargo and whatnot. It just, in this case, we went from Thieves to a blank hex, then from that blank hex to borite for a quick refuel, and then from borite to Torpo. Only now in this case, Mizoon and most, I think just about, well, let's see. If I remember right, Celine and the Doc were going to stay on the planetoid hull. And Mizoon was going to pilot that. We had talked the planetoid hull's engineer into working with us, correct?
Yeah, well, there's a couple. Yeah, I mean, I think the one that was kind of fighting it was their medic. The engineer saw what Carl was going to be doing, so you have the engineer on board. I'm just going through these other ones. I know the Marines are on ice.
Yep.
The pilot and the astrogator, that's what I don't recall.
There were 4 Marines.
Yeah, I think only 3 boarded. I cut one down because I wasn't sure who was going to actually be present. I prepped it.
Okay.
Then I ended up playing with Zeke, but yeah, I think I had 3 on the combat, but 4 were loaded in the combat tracker.
Okay, because if I remember right, the Zephyrs got 6 low bursts, and I think we were planning on putting the pilot and astrogator on ice as well, just so that they couldn't mess with anything. So then the planetoid hull has an engineer, astrogator, and pilot, and the Zephyr has an engineer, astrogator, and pilot. And we can get both ships to Torpo, and then we could discuss what we wanted to do and see if we could sell the planetoid hull there at Torpo, unless we can find something to do with the Zephyr that allows all of us to take the planetoid hull and going to look for this treasure ship. But if we're going to leave the Zephyr, I want to make sure it's someplace safe, because that's Deck's ship and we don't want to mess with that.
Yeah.
I did start doing a crew tracker. Would you guys like me to roll up names for the NPCs that we think are going to be sticking with us? Or is it better just giving them a crew role, like engineer, and then that where they originated from? It's up to you guys how you want to do it for better tracking.
Yeah, I've got names for the other ones we had.
Yeah, I had rolled them up for the other ones. Once I roll them up, I'm just warning you guys. You'll have to try to keep track of what crews they belong to, because remember, intermixing crews could be bad with pirates.
Yeah. Well, especially the one ship, because they got taken out by pirates, so we're not going to want to mix them up.
Yeah, like, so Krish is, you can't mix him with the other ones, right? Because Krish's crew, space, essentially the captain's other far trader that you may or may not be bringing parts to right now. I don't think that was actually clarified. Because now you need set parts, because you just got some good hull damage.
Was that ship at Torpo, or was that ship
that was in blue? Yeah.
It's a blue.
So we could hope that Torpo has spare parts that we can buy. Blue, for whatever reason, their even though they've got a Class B starport, they were out of spare parts. But Torpo might not be. So, but yeah, we definitely want to have a few tons of spare parts on any ship that we see going into combat.
Yes.
So I guess, Greg, my preference would be, and I don't know how anyone else feels about this, but if we can basically just do whatever we need to hit the fast forward button on those 2 weeks from Borite to Torpo.
Yeah.
And then once we're we're together in Torpo, we can find out with the bounties and discuss what we want to do from there.
Yeah, so we could either do how you were proposing. We could do deck and company, whoever's going to go first, do a one jump so you can serve the fuel, and then they can wait that week while you guys catch up, or you guys can do. Nothing stops the the Zephyr from doing one parsec jumps as the fuel to do 2 of them, I think. And you guys stay together, do kind of 6 fleet jumps essentially together. But then, you tell me, and it'll be just our roles. It'll be our astrogation engineering. I'll roll the random encounter on each system you go in, and happens.
Ooh. I mean, I personally say we send the Zephyr ahead. She's got to get repairs, and we've got so many things that feel time critical at this point that getting that done, the only system that they'd have an encounter in is Torpo, which is a much better patrolled system anyway. So even if you do get jumped by pirates, you're going to be able to be on the radio and hollering for help. And then the planetoid would jump into the empty space and then come in behind you, hopefully after repairs are done.
Hopefully. That sounds like a plan, though.
Deck or Z?
Works for me. I mean, he can be all right by himself.
Yeah, I got it. These guys are nothing compared to the guys my dad used to run around with.
Okay.
Well, and the pilot and astrogator that you're with are the ones that have been with us, and if I take Krish aboard the planetoid hull, then you don't have that tension to worry about. And Zeke, if you're willing to stay aboard the planetoid hull just in case the engineer gets up to anything.
I can do that.
And
I'm here for the ride, baby. Give me a body and I'm good to go.
Oh, cool. All right, so I got the crew tracker. I'm gonna start doing this. I'm going deck on the Zephyr. Who's this pilot and astrogator? Kind of my bottom line on that one.
Let's see.
It's Manzing and Mather.
Yeah.
Right.
One second, and I'm already, man. Party sheet, Greg. P.S. I think we could have more than one ship on the party sheet. I can. Oh my gosh. Hey guys, go to the party sheet, the PS in the upper right.
Yep.
And there should be the Zephyr and the Calico Jack.
Yep. Beautiful.
Okay, I do not need. I just did a spacecraft operations class for the Fantasy Grounds Academy a couple weeks ago, and we proved that this can be done. I totally forgot. Okay, so deck is on the Calico Jack. Sorry, now who's next with him?
No, Deck is on the Zephyr.
Oh, he's going to be on the Zephyr. Okay. Let's start with the crew of the Calico Jack then.
So we'll have the engineer from the Calico Jack.
Okay. So he'll need a name, so let me roll him up. Tables. He will be name.
Bob.
I'll be here. Wilma, it's a she.
Oh, sweet. Flintstone.
And that was again for the.
Nice, Deck.
Well, I'm making that for the Astrogator. So Wilma, and then Wilma is now a. Go. And Wilma
That's for
is-
the Astrogator, the Calico Jack, so she's actually on ice right now.
Oh, is she? Okay. Well, that's her name. Let's go through. I'm
Wait,
not going to name.
Wilma's
I'm not
the
gonna-
Astrogator?
Yeah, I'm not going to name the Marines. The engineer,
Bullet 1, 2, 3.
is middle name. That's first. I did last name first. Geezer Anderson.
Geezer.
That's the engineer.
Okay.
Old geezer.
The Astrogator of the Calico Jack will be Celine.
Wait, I thought Wilma was going to be your Astrogator.
Nope, she's on ice.
I see
And the
she's-
pilot of the Calico Jack is on ice as well.
She's just a passenger right this minute.
Yeah, she's in the low berth, won the low berths on the Zephyr.
All right, so
Do we
where's Geezer going? Calico Jack?
Calico
Yes.
Jack engineer.
Okay.
Oh, no.
It's engineer. Here we go. Got it.
There we go.
I just got to make sure I have them in my table so they get paid.
Okay. All right, sorry. Okay, so next.
I don't
Um, We'll have Krish aboard the Calico Jack as a gunner.
Okay.
Dr. Carl will be aboard the Calico Jack as medic.
Good doctor.
Mm-mm.
You have to change your position, Carl.
Okay.
Celine will be aboard the Calico Jack as Astrogator.
Okay, and I'll open up her sheet and do it for her real quick. That is Astrogator. I gotta take her off the Zephyr. Okay.
Mazoon will be aboard the Calico Jack as pilot.
Okay, so I'm gonna take you off the Zephyr and
And how do I change my...
Yep, from your PC record sheet, on the right side tab, all the way at the bottom is ships. And you just got to go to the drop down to roll. And then what role are you going to play?
pilot?
Okay, yeah, it's available. You see where that's at, Andrew?
Hang on.
Yeah.
Under PC spacecraft?
No,
Ships.
you're on record. Yeah, you're on.
On my
on
record.
your-
Got
on
it.
your character sheet.
Okay, yep, got it. Ships, Calico Jack, passenger, here we go. Pilot.
There we go.
Okay. Too many screens open, got lost in the sauce. Okay, and then we'll have... Dak, do you want Zeke with you as a gunner in case something happens?
Sure.
Because that way both ships will have a dedicated gunner.
Yeah, Deck, I got you now on the Zephyr.
And yeah, so then Deck is the engineer for the Zephyr. And I think that covers everybody.
All right, so on the combat tracker, I'm going to put everybody without a position as factionless, as they were either under arms or... Oh, what happened to that pilot? The pilot's also on ice?
Yes.
And Carl's toy is going to have no faction. There we go. And pirate is going to have no faction. There we go. I'll start rolling out names on a breaker after this session for the rest of these, the golden rule names.
Yep, I'm good.
Oh yeah, Deck missed that. He might have appreciated that.
What I meant?
Well,
We needed to persuade the engineer to join up with us, and the engineer just said he wasn't real happy about working with us. The original medic for the Calico Jack was adamant that he would not work with us, so we turned the medic over to Dr. Carl, and it was amazing how fast the engineer came around when Mizoon came back and was just
Very
polite, very, you know, hey,
Whole new demeanor on life.
yeah, you know, we're not bad people, but if you're going to flat out tell us that you're not going to work for us, we can't trust you. You tried to destroy our ship, so we're going to treat you like pirates.
I'll make you work for me. Somehow.
And the engineer was suddenly very, very happy to work with us.
Very nice.
So, all right.
I need a ship assignment there, Greg.
yeah, it says, see, were you gonna? I guess you're gonna be gunner until there's a boarding action, essentially, right?
Yeah.
Let me make sure there is. Oh, let me re-add you to the Zephyr. That doesn't look like that was linked, right?
There we go.
There we go. Yeah, it just wasn't linked, right? Gotcha.
And so away.
That's cool. I'm so happy that we can have multiple ships on a party sheet. This makes this so much easier.
Yeah, I have a feeling we're going to need something like this later on, because I can't imagine we're going to just stay with 1 and 2 ship engagements.
Definitely feasible to have more than this. All right, so J drive operation. Let me clear the. There, all right, clear. So let's get the Zephyr do its single 2 parsec jump to Torpo. So astrogation is Celine, so I'll roll for her. No, astrogator on Zephyr's astrogator Matthews. Mather, right?
Yep. Heather.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So I'll be rolling for Mather. Let me get on your astrogation 2.
Is it Marshall?
I get it. Got a 6. Got a DM1 coming your way from my engineer. That is Deck.
Where is the chain?
It's the T.
I got
TC.
it. I got it. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Good. All right, so you guys will get to Torpo. I'm going to roll simultaneously.
On the skin of our teeth.
Yeah, on the events as they happen. So next up, we're going to do our 1 jump for the Calico.
Okay. Going
That
into
is
that
Celine,
blank
yeah.
hex.
Yep. Celine, where is her skills tab? A little bit different than my NPC is. She is astrogation on a EDU. Okay, another +1 coming to my engineer. And And engineer on this is Geezer. Love it.
So I need to.
Sword Worldos. Engineer, J Drive. Oh. That sucks, guys.
Oh no.
He's just engineer. I rolled it. Oh, I mean, I rolled a 6. I didn't take the roll because of the engineer. I'd have to type it in real quick. Engineer. You guys are good. Let me program this though because it will matter. So any GMs out there using the task chain, you have to have the specific the engineer.
Oh, got it. Okay.
J drive. It won't just take an engineer. It has to be an engineer J drive, but it's gonna be J drive 0.
Well, still.
Just I want to test it. No, lowercase j. All right, Greg. Well, I'll figure it out some other time. All right, so you guys both make your first jumps.
Good God. That thing's got 91 tons of fuel.
Space.
The planetoid hole?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, this one I'm going to be rolling for the Zephyr as they get into Torpo. Ah. All right, it's a patron. So you guys are hailed by the government of Torpo as you come in system. It is those that I call these guys the hoople heads, the guys with the strange hats they wore. But let me get the other one for the Calico Jack. All right, so in this empty system outside of Torpo, there is still enough mass left over from a solar system creation that collapsed on itself, where there is just this big, giant asteroid belt floating in space. And there are mining ships out here. Uncensored.
Really?
Yep.
Gonna pilot to avoid them and plot our jump out as quickly as we can. I have no desire to mess with anyone else right now.
Yeah. Oh no. Astrogation. Instead of clearing the results, I deleted one of the skills for the next astrogation J drive combo chest chain. We get astrogation back on there, and we'll be good. EDU and 4. Okay, it's ready. All right, Calico Jack from failed star system to Torpo. Yeah, we'll talk about the training. So those that jump from Torpo or from Borite to Torpo, you guys get 1 week of downtime. For those that are on the Calico Jack, we'll get 2 weeks of downtime, assuming this next phase doesn't smoke the ship out of reality. All right, so my astrogator on the Calico Jack is sealing, so I'll spot my astrogation. Astrogation is now set. Engineering. Our engineer is Geezer. And I'm just going to roll it because I know I don't have it set right correctly yet. Got an 11. Nice.
Excellent.
All right, so. All right, both in Torpo. Now let me flip back to my informants in Torpo, and I'll tell you who was just hailing you guys' deck when you guys got here, and then we could talk about some training time. So, this was here. We're at Torpo. So, Provosts. Remember the Provost? Yep. Provost Fox. He comes on comm when the Zephyr comes in system, says, We've been waiting for you. Have you got our bounty?
Well, yeah, sort of. We need to talk about that. We have what you need.
It's good news. Good news. We'll make sure that there's availability down port for your ship.
Awesome. We look forward to seeing you.
All right, guys. I'm going to advance the calendar 2 weeks. 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Set. That is our time lapse for both ships to make it to Torpo. So you're there a week ahead of time, Deck. You want you guys to do the repair rolls now before we do any farther stuff? I'm assuming that's what Deck's doing while he's here.
Correct.
Right. Yeah. So let me bring up my rules on the repairs and we'll roll it out. Pretty simple. So spacecraft operations, repairs. Here's my repairs section of the rule book in game chat.
Yeah, so did we ever buy those parts, or we have not bought them yet?
You salvaged them off that trash heap in Thieves.
Okay.
Using.
But we just got a ton. We got a
Merciful.
ton of parts, right?
Should be annotated. If it's not on the ship, it's got to be in your. I want to call it Excel. I don't think you're using Excel, but yeah, your spreadsheets.
I am, but I didn't. That's what I'm looking through now. I've got 1 ton. Is all I've got.
Yeah, because the Zephyr's got what, 41 tons of
cargo.
Well, we did have.
Right. Well, what I was saying is we needed 40 tons of fuel, if I remember right, to do the jump.
Oh yeah, to do that plan of staging your own fuel, so you know it wasn't tainted, and yeah.
So yeah, that only left the 1 ton of space for spare parts. So.
Yeah, I got that back on 11:05:30. We bought a ton of parts. I don't have any notes about the salvage.
You weren't here.
Okay.
Yeah, that's one of the things we did.
So you've got those on your ship then, yeah?
No, you guys only had this one ship at that time.
Yeah. No, you were here. It was the end of that last session. Just before we started this encounter.
Yeah.
I swear, we got them from...
Yeah, I remember
talking
about that thing.
Yeah, you guys were using that salvage ship before you sold it to the Admiral Troikin?
So then I think we may have 2. But we need to start keeping that in the inventory for the ship somewhere or something.
Yeah, you'll have to make a line item for that on the PCS craft sheet, so we have it in game so we can see it.
Maybe add
I know that PC craft, there is a cargo tab, and we just need to keep that updated.
Yeah, because we left empty spots for the fast trade. All we got to do is update the numbers whenever you guys go through and do that, if ever.
So do we think we have 2 tons then? So I had that we bought a ton way back when, and we think we salvaged another ton.
Well, Mazun's got a good point. You guys fitted that.
We didn't have the space, yeah.
Yeah, you could only have possibly carried 1 ton.
I might have forgot that we had those spares back then. We had earned enough money and talked about it, and I went ahead and bought them. when we first got to somewhere.
So we might not have been able to carry the spare parts that we wanted to salvage anyway.
Correct. But anyway, okay. So either way, whether we spent the work and forgot about it or not, we only carried a ton because that's all we had.
Okay.
So that's the short of that. All right.
Yeah, so you could get up to 10 hull points repaired, and what are you guys down to? PCS craft on the Zephyr is 80 hull points total, and you're sitting at. You've taken 22 points of damage on that space encounter, so you could get some repairs done, not all of it. But I require a routine mechanics check using intellect or education.
Intellect or education?
Yep. So.
Okay. Let me look at my skills here, or my main.
Yeah,
what's my highest? Better. Intellect. Right. Well, they're both 7, so I guess it doesn't matter.
Now, Class B starport, unless there's some major critical supply chain issue, their shipyard should be able to do hull repairs.
Yeah.
If we need it. I mean, we'll have to pay for it rather than just paying for the spare parts, but getting the Zephyr up to snuff is...
There you go.
Yep. Easy day. So I'm going to go ahead and consume those 10. So on mark 10 wherever you're tracking, or not, lose that ton wherever you're tracking it, and I'll add 10 hull points back to the Zephyr. Space combat tracker. I guess up to this one I've taken. Back up to 68 hull points.
Where do you see that?
The current damage?
Yeah.
Spacecraft Combat Tracker, SCT.
Okay. Okay.
Count from 0.
It doesn't show on, so I don't see it anywhere on the PCS craft, so I was kind of curious.
Oh, but, yeah, okay. I wasn't looking around.
That's okay.
Yeah. Gotta be accurate, right?
You would think it would be on here.
Does a good job maintaining. You got.
Oh wait. No, that's tech level.
Yeah, I certainly don't have any way of...
So you're saying the total should be 92, so that 12 is my damage?
Yeah, because it's showing hull points of 80 points.
Right, yeah. That's its maximum. And then on the space combat tracker, we took 12 damage. So
right.
Or 22 damage.
22. I've already updated it. Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay. So we still have 12 damage to repair.
Yes, right. You are in better shape.
Okay.
Instead of, kind of lowering yourself in the grave, you just have 1 foot in it.
Yep.
I won't roll for the hours because we still got to wait a week for our mining ship or our asteroid ship to show up. So that's it for now. Do we want to spend more time this week on figuring out if the Class B starport can make these repairs? Or do you want to? How do you guys want to do it for this week of downtime for Dex crew?
Yeah, I mean, I would be looking to see if they can do the repairs, and then probably look to see if I can buy more spares.
Sure thing. So I have. So I get some information on the starport. So the starport facility is on. Here's what I'm looking at. B. Berthing cost, fuel refined, shipyard, spacecraft repair is available. All spacecraft and smaller. So, and then the capital ships. Class A could do capital ships, I'm assuming, based on that.
Cool.
All right, so spacecraft repair. So I have Unless it's in the high guard, the repair rules will still apply. My mechanics are going to be at a +4, so as long as I don't hit snake eyes on my mechanics roll, the facility will be able to repair. I'm going to charge you guys cost of hull, straight cost plus labor. So the purchase price per 10 is 100,000 credits. Plus $50,000 in labor.
Yeah, expensive, but
Yeah, we gotta do that then.
I mean, player to player, totally worth it. I can't imagine Deck not doing that.
Nah, Deck would be looking at the bank account saying, "Oh yeah, we're good."
Okay, we agree on 150,000. I'm going to try to make the repairs on a +4 for a target of 6, so not snake eyes. We got it. All right.
So what was it? 150. Sorry.
Yeah, and I'll take your. Well, I'll get you 10 more. You want to because if you buy, you can only buy spares by the tonnage, so it'll leave you with 2 hull points remaining, unless you want to spend a ton to only repair 2. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, nah. I think we're okay.
Yeah, leave a few scars. Chicks dig scars, right?
Dig scars.
Oh, I forgot to do something. You guys should have landed. Let's whoever your pilot is, make sure we didn't bounce the because you're going down port in atmosphere. So
Manzing.
that was Mansing.
Yep.
Because I'm about to do the same for the other crew as they're coming in, and then we can make our EDU rolls for those that were training. Party sheet. And Zephyr is. Come on, buddy. Pilot. These 2.
Spare parts can be purchased at the cost of 100,000 per ton. Okay, that's where I got that number.
Yeah. And you guys, yeah, Mansing does land this, so there was no additional damage on the landing. All right, and now let's get the Calico Jack crew.
I had missed that.
What's that?
The Calico Jack can actually do 3 jump ones on a single tank of fuel.
Oh, nice.
Definitely keep that in mind. Okay.
While you guys are coming in, I'm gonna run and get water. Be right back.
Yep. So I do not believe the landing out of Starport requires routine 6.
Oh, sorry about that motorcycle going by.
Yeah, sounds like motorcycle, yeah.
Okay.
That was them landing.
Yeah, that was landing. So landing. Yeah, so just 6 up. So whoever's the pilot is on the Calico Jack, I have it set to a 6. It's not a wilderness.
That would be me. Let me get here to pilot spacecraft. Are you kidding me?
Wow! Wow! Ouch. Guess those asteroids are a little bit hard to maneuver, huh?
Fun stuff.
Yeah. Holy
and, well, it's not. Yeah, it's not streamlined. So if you're doing atmospheric operations at all, other than just landing, that would have been a problem. Failing a pilot check while attempting landing means the ship has landed improperly or even crashed. Do I get a table for that?
Yeah, let's take a look at the library here. Or actually, yeah. No, I don't know what I did with my print book, but that's all right.
Oh, man. For maintenance. Landing. Nope. Well, let's check out this new Core 2020 book then. How about that?
That works. Let's see. Pilot.
Landing right on the exact same spot. Means the ship has landed improperly or even crashed. The error to -1, so we'll call it landed improperly. I won't give you, but like military, we call it a hard landing. You didn't crash it.
Yeah, I sprang
that.
it. Yeah, like with the helicopter coming in a little too hard, sprang in the landing gear. Probably need to inspect that to see if any damage was done.
Like Navy pilots flying. Yeah, F-18s think everything's there's an arrestment cable that's going to stop them all the time. Not there on a normal airfield. All right, so we'll do spacecraft. There is you'll get a quirk off of this. Oh.
Uh-oh. That's not good.
That's off the quirk table.
Ooh, wow.
Ouch.
So we're selling this, right?
That was the plan.
Yeah.
All right, so minus 10% hull. Not damage. Oh, that's overall. That's lifetime. That's a quirk.
Yeah, definitely came in really, really hard.
Came in hot.
It makes sense for the type of ship you're flying. I'll say that. So the Calico now has hull points of 120, reduced by 12 is 108. All right. Calico Jack is now a 108 hull point ship. Put a nice little crack down at the seam.
You'll have that. That's cool.
Oh, that would have been. I mean, I don't know why you gave me three different. It doesn't matter what my three are. It's minus 10% hull. Weird table result, but.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it should have just been minus 10% hull. I didn't need to know the other options that they're all gonna have the same result. All right,
so right. We were selling her, or the plan was to sell her anyway.
Okay.
As we're coming in system, I do let Torpo Control know that I am flying the Calico Jack, that we were part of the crew of the Zephyr, who should already be at the starport, and that we were ambushed by the Calico Jack and we are bringing her in as a prize.
Okay.
And then
marshals will approve that.
We'll also then try to contact the Zephyr. If no one answers her comms, ask the starport if they'll relay a message for whatever fee they require to the Zephyr, letting them know that we're here and coming in and what our landing berth will be.
Yeah, any reason, Deck, you're not at the ship?
I'd be at the ship.
He's getting water.
Oh, he's gonna. Well,
I'm sorry. I'm back. Yeah, I'm there.
Okay, so you go ahead.
We were down in the mess hall laughing our ass off at that landing. Sorry.
or you will be when this conversation is over anyway.
Oh no, you made the news.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Hey, there's that train again for me.
So, yeah, once he realizes that the ship is coming in way too hot and that this is going to be kind of rough, Mizoon is going to go on the air. Whoa, Nelly! Whoa, Nelly! Whoa! I mean, hey, if you're going to make the news, give them a soundbite too, right?
Hell yeah. Go big or go home.
All right, so once we're down, then I will get together with DEC and find out the status of the Zephyr, and we'll start looking to see what it would take to sell the Calico Jack, and to see if Torpo will accept our evidence against the crew of the Calico Jack as pirates, or as piracy.
Right. So let's start with, well, hey, good doctor, you guys, I know you're on the edge of your seat. You guys want to roll out any education checks you need to do for skill improvements while I look that up?
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
I do have a question.
Yes.
How many jumps did we do the 2 weeks I was gone? Do I get those counted?
You should have one. You guys should all have one extra week. Like, I just hit my 2, and you guys are 1 ahead of me.
Yeah, you guys, yeah, Deck and Zeke will get them.
Because counting the 2 weeks to get to here, that puts me at 8. If we're here another week, that starts a new training cycle.
Yeah,
so that's why.
That's why. I said. And this Zephyr should have a ship library, right? So you get the bonus to this check.
Well, I bought the computer too, so.
Oh, there you go. Let's see. What am I looking up? Oh, I need to go to this.
So how does that work? We just make a
education.
Yeah, straight up education on an 8. You get it or you don't.
Okay.
And I bought the computer programmer because my education's not great, so I spent the credits to get the +1 computer.
So here's mine then. Got it. So my diplomacy goes up 1.
So wait, it's an education plus a +1 if we've got.
Yeah, so a ship's computer. I'll bring it up. I don't know if it's in the item or in the rules, but
it's an item you have to buy. So
I bought that too.
So in the reference, I have it right here because I have this open. Ship's computer once. Ooh. Where do we do this?
Hey, Carl. Oh,
Yes.
Go ahead.
Or no, it's not the ship computer, it's the library. There is a library aboard the. Let me double check. Yeah, the Zephyr. Let me make sure it's still on the systems of the ship. PCS craft, Zephyr, systems. Yeah, in the software is a library. That's where you get the bonus. And I'm just gonna. So a library contains all of these objects.
So if we bought the specialized computer that's in the central catalogs, it gives you a +1, and that gives us a +2 then?
Yeah, stacking. Having a library on board a ship grants a DM +1 on any EDU check while training for new skills in jump, space, or other periods of extended inactivity. So yeah, if you got your own mechanisms, everybody has the community library that was only in the Zephyr though. Sorry, guys.
Well, I figure since Mazoon had been studying diplomacy that he would have taken his own.
Oh yeah, I didn't check.
Unit.
Yeah, let's check the others. That ship may have one. PCS craft, the Calico Jack systems. It does have a library. Yeah, so you're good. Yeah, both the Calico Jack and the Zephyr have a library, so you keep your.
So
success.
do I get a +2 because I have a PC or not really? Really, just you're using the library or not? So a +1.
The library grants a +1.
And I didn't even put that in my role. I just did a straight education.
Yeah. So you hit the +1 for that. but like Zeke, he bought a personal software to help improve that score.
What software is it? I need that for my next time. So I've got the computer.
It's in the central catalog. It's 2,000 credits for each one you buy. So like I'd have to buy a new one for the next training cycle. It's in the central catalog. Let me look at my equipment. Did I put it in there?
I'm bringing up.
And
I'm just curious. So for next time, I can spend some cash.
It's called a personal trainer, tech level 8.
And having finished memorizing and studying how to win friends and influence people, Masoon's going to start studying Sun Tzu's Art of War.
Nice.
Okay, cool.
In other words, studying tactics naval.
All right, the bounties.
I'm gonna roll my education roll here. As soon as I find my education. Oh,
all too true. All too true, Doctor.
Sweet.
Guys are dinging it. Here we go.
Yes. Thank God. All right, I now have a 0 in Stewart. I will be doing another 8 weeks of Stewart to get the 1, so that we can get high-class passengers.
Oh, I might not have needed to roll yet. Make sure I got this right. So I've already got a 1 in J Drive, and I was studying J Drive, so I've got to do 2.
You got to do 2 study periods to get it to 2. Yeah, so you're only halfway there now.
But you still have to roll for the first one, and still pass the first one. You have to make 2 rolls for each training cycle, even though it takes two training periods. Unless I read the rules wrong.
Yeah, you could definitely be right. I'm not sure that I haven't come up. So let me.
So he'd still have to make his roll for this 8-week cycle.
For each period, yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Okay. Well, either way, I don't
You're
want
good.
it yet. That's what I need to know. So.
Daddy, sensors or remote ops? Remote ops.
Remote ops.
Droids do my work.
I got a 1 in remote ops already, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking up the training.
Okay. There'll be 2 of you at that. I don't need that.
Training. Once 8 weeks of training is learned have been accumulated over any length of total time, a study period has been completed. At this point, the traveler must succeed an average 8 EDU check. Yep, you must accumulate a number of successful study periods to get to the next rank. So yes, that's exactly how Zeke explained it. Thank you.
So for Masoon to boost his tactics from 1 to 2, he has to accumulate 2 study periods.
2 successful.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was going to say, to accumulate a study period, you have to study for 8 weeks and then pass an EDU check.
Right.
Yeah. I wonder if it's consecutive though, because say you pass your first one, fill your second one. If you pass your third one, then are you good?
But if he passes his second one, he'd have to start over on the second one and do another 8 weeks.
Yeah, but
Yeah, because it does say over any time period, right?
Mm-hmm. It's important to note that failing a study period does not necessarily mean the travel is not understood. The study period is just they failed to get anything useful out of it. All right, it's just role playing notes, but we'll cross that bridge if we get there. All right, next up. Okay, so Sacrament incident. I went too far on this. Provost Fox. So Provost Fox will be willing. He wants to meet you guys. He's been waiting, since you had left and headed out towards Blue, searching for the pirates to see what you came up with. Krish wants to get off and stretch his legs.
Was Krish recognized when he was here?
No.
Okay.
I don't think it was here at Torpo that it was known, or that his face was known.
Okay.
Torpo was. They didn't come down port. They.
Oh, okay, good. All right.
This is the one where they took all that petroleum products from the space industry they had, the orbital industry they had going. Wait a minute. No. Was he on the Scout Courier? If so, the Scout Courier was actually down port, casing the place out. So he would have been down port.
So then maybe he doesn't want to go stretch his legs.
No, because there's a bounty out. Remember, we told him he was dead. So
that's the plan. You guys got video evidence, right? All right. So yeah, Provost Marshals, we're ready to wait. He's waiting for you guys down on the tarmac.
Now, is this week 1 when the Zephyr was coming in? Or did they wait until we came back?
Oh, we were. I think we'd have waited. We were working on the ship.
Waiting on deck. Yeah, because they would have recognized deck's ship. They would have not recognized this rock you just bounced off the runway.
Also, while you guys, before we get into that, my thought was maybe you Mizoon, you go do the legal stuff, and I see if I can figure out how to unload the stuff you just brought in. Right? Don't you have a hole full of illegal goods?
Well, 10 tons of illegal luxuries, yeah. And yeah, if you can find a buyer here for that, that would be good.
Before we sell the ship, we might as well sell the goods.
Yeah,
or sell the ship with the goods.
Blast him with a rifle. Bang, bang.
Hey, Tim.
I personally would say, yeah.
For dinner?
After we meet with Provost, you go work on selling cargo.
Okay.
And because by then we might know from the Provost what it would take to sell the ship, but we can hold off on the actual sale of the ship until we sell the cargo.
Okay.
What if we
sold but I wanted that potato salad too.
The cargo with the ship to make up for the 10% damage that you did to it, Captain?
Yeah, let's sell the cargo and pocket that. Why give someone else something for what we were going to sell anyway? I mean, the planetoid is pure profit.
That's true.
Just throwing this out here, we could manufacture the sale of the ship. It would look like we sold the ship to someone, and we hire a crew to run that ship, going back to the same type of work it was doing. and we'll chase it around the planets, making it look like we're after them, offloading goods. There are many ways to profit from this scenario. But anyway, I think
I
first
like
we gotta
that
show
idea.
that we captured it,
I don't think we're quite to that point yet. I like how you're thinking about that, though. I say this particular ship we just sell. But absolutely, we set up a couple of dummy pirates down the road.
Right, because that's how we build that relationship for the king.
Absolutely. And we need to start looking at building bases and helping improve starports and things like that to better relationships. So
before we turn the 4 Marines in, are we going to check to see if they got any bounties on them?
Blast them.
I like that other idea.
Blast them. Blast them.
Yep.
well, yeah, that's what we were going to do. Is here at Torpo, we wanted to see if Torpo considers these people to be pirates based on the evidence we're providing, because if not, we may just leave them in storage.
The white
I
dip.
could convince them to work for us.
The white dip.
We
there's
may
my-
come to that.
I've been working on this new serum.
Oh no.
So anyway, once we're on the ground and coming out to meet Provost, I will approach him
Is your traveler style
and
anti-aging
give
drugs?
whatever greeting is appropriate here. If they shake hands with him. Otherwise, bow or whatever. And
Yes. Yeah, folks, he's in his bright orange robes and he has this tiny fez hat with a scale model of the starport on it. When he bows too, but he bobs his head so the little tassel starts swirling, then he stands back up.
Zeke is
pleasure to
doing
meet you.
everything to keep his composure.
as I'm sure you heard, we have evidence of what happened to the pirates that were operating in this system. And I'd be more than happy to share that evidence with you.
That's excellent. That's excellent. He snaps his finger and 2 attendants come from behind with a cart. All right, I got some drinks. Let's start talking and drinking.
By all means, if you'll accept the hospitality of the Zephyr, we'd be more than happy to sit down and share what we have.
Yep, you have no idea how much this is going to advance my career. I'll be high Grand Provost within 10 years.
So we'll lay out all of the evidence we have and the evidence that Krish was killed by his crew members, and that ship was very severely damaged. Go with the recordings of the execution of the other 2, or the execution of Silverhand and the destruction of what's-his-name's spaceship. And the attesting to those facts by Admiral what's-his-name from Thieves. and lay it all out.
Yeah, Doriakin. Oh, God.
Yeah, I'm terrible with names. Sorry, guys.
Yeah,
if I don't have.
Oh, you're not. You're missing the game chat. Right. So, really, I'm just gonna make this a routine. I'm gonna make a referee decision. Give everything we have. Roll a persuade or a diplomat on a routine with a boon.
Okay.
That's to persuade them that the video evidence you have is enough to, because these are dead or alive in Torpo, and if they're dead, you need to provide proof. That's the stipulation. Okay.
Oh yeah.
All right. So Fox is very happy with you. That will be a 2 MCR payout.
Wow.
I look at Deck. If you'll provide him with the details for the ship's account.
And that will bump Torpo, tip it towards a friendlier attitude towards King Oleb and the court.
I was just going to say, I make sure throughout this presentation that I stress the fact that King Oleb brought us in and is wanting to establish better trade relations throughout the subsector, and that's why we're here. So, yeah.
Let's see if I made a running the campaign. That's that one's not there. Let's see, all not shared. No, there's no not shared one. Anything else? Campaign info. Here's my hot link. Wish I could share this with you guys, but all right. So, upgrading ports. All right, ports attitude is page 263, but it doesn't really tell me that. Okay, table, counter distance and timing, upgrade information. All I have is standing. So, okay. All right, so it does improve the port. I'm just trying to figure out what Torpo started at. I believe it was just its law level based on the rules, because there was only a seam was under the Drinaxian rule at the beginning of this campaign. So let me take a look at the systems, Torpo. Right, this is the system, and I'm just going to read the mechanics to you guys on improving relations. Building alliances, running the pirates, keeping pirates. Anybody that's looked at this know this off the top of their head that's running a campaign, maybe?
Yeah, it's in
Is it in book one?
It's in the book, the Drinax book, Pirates of Drinax.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. So I'm in book one, Pirates of Drinax.
Well, the hard copy has just got the Trojan Reach and then the Drinax. So yeah.
Yeah. The Trojan Reach is book two for me in here. So yeah.
Yeah.
The book one for me. Gives me page numbers, page 63, but there's no context to what page that is on.
63. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll look.
Okay.
Okay, that's not it. Let me look in the other book then. that was an Imperial ship.
Nice, Carl. I like that touch.
60. Okay. I don't know what page it's talking about because those don't match at all.
They don't match, okay.
Yeah, I got a Imperial something on the other end. Excuse me.
Carols, don't worry about that. Building alliances, the pirate life, keeping a
Pirate's Life for me, page 9. Unearth these, 25. Treasure ship, okay, 25. Let me see what 25 is.
Okay, here, starting levels. I'm just past the page on the Pirate's Life for me. At the end of that, it's called starting levels. Oh, Thebe was the only friendly port at the start of the campaign. Drinax is only haven. All ports other status determined by law level, determined by the port attitude table. Here comes the port attitude table. Go ahead and link that, guys. All right, so law level of Torpo was A. So that's, oh my gosh. Yep, so they're unfriendly. So,
but is that unfriendly to Drinax or just unfriendly to pirates?
No, this is Start of the campaign, ports of the following attitudes towards the travelers. You're right. But towards you, they were unfriendly. Towards you now, they are now suspicious. We have improved the port. So let me go ahead and write that in Torpo's notes. Unlock, and you guys are now, port attitude is going to be now A9. I'll link that actual link in here. Oh, goodness. So let's start doing this more often. And standing. So we will say that Torpo had already was already in favor. Remember, they were the ones that the Princess Rao said. She said that Torpo was already in better standing than Clark. That's right. But you guys later found out that the bounty was much higher for Torpo and easier to maintain because that was dead or alive.
Right. Oh, that's right. Blue, it was alive only.
Yeah.
We were debating about turning Christian there. We'll have to still think about that one.
That's how drunk Chris gets. Pisses you off. Okay, so I have that updated. So guess what? Guess what? Birthing costs, right? We have that. Nothing's changed.
Correct.
Yeah. So this is for deck, and you got 2 ships. You're birthing and fueling right now. Probably just birthing the one, not fueling the other, or birthing both, but only fueling one. I don't know. However you guys want to do it.
Yeah,
I don't see any reason
birthing, but depends on.
I don't see any reason to fuel the planetoid.
What was the bounty? Did we?
2 MCR. Yeah, 2 MCR.
Are we just gonna pay for the fuel? I guess that's scooping fuel costs.
Yeah, I would just pay to refuel the Zephyr.
Alrighty.
That is 2 million credits.
Crew.
Let's see, Torpo. Trade codes.
Okay, guys.
I was just looking to see if there were trade codes that, if we were able to improve the situation at Drinax to help create some sort of trade between the 2 systems.
Well, let me share this. I have the Drinaxian companion I've been working on in Fantasy Graph. So, this is common knowledge for you guys. Is Torpo seems to be a hub of trade from the 3rd Imperium to the Aslan Hyrit, right? You can see that it is just a 2 jump to Aslam to Kushe. Drinax, Aslam is a client system of Drinax. And then conversely, trade coming from Drinax, I guess that is what direction southeast is. Want to learn by towards Rimward, right? So traffic comes through there. So Torpo is a very important system, but the trade route is established. Torpo has very heavy traffic.
But I'm guessing that a lot of the traffic that comes through Asim isn't actually trading at Asim. It's carrying trade from the Imperium to the high rate.
Yeah,
and it's more of a service port.
Exactly. Yeah, I'll give you the system information on Steam in game chat. Good start port.
If I wanted to look for side drugs, could I do that in the open, or is that something that is done like it's just to restore side points?
Say that again, Carl.
The side drugs.
Oh yeah. What about them?
Can they be found anywhere as long as it's their tech level, or are they something that you have to kind of?
Yeah, in these unaligned worlds, it shouldn't be a problem to find. Third Imperium would not have side drugs. You get in trouble with that.
Okay. Good to know.
Then in the Zidani space, they just have them in Pez dispensers.
Okay. I'm gonna get some and myself how to make them for Celine.
All right, fellas, what we want to do next?
Mizuna's going to take the time to sit down and write a report to King Oleb, documenting what we've done to this point, letting him know when he told us that he wanted a 10% cut of everything, did he give us financial information where we could put that money?
He did not.
Okay.
They could be inferred. He could. So they would have their own banking system on Drinax. That would his vaults, their bank system. It's not. I mean, it's only be backed by his government.
I bet you they have, given the trade going through a seam, I would think that the banks in Torpo would bank with Drinax. So I'm going to approach one of the local banks to see if we can do an electronic funds transfer of the tithe that we've collected for him so far to put into his account.
Yeah, that the confirmation goes through by courier through mail, so it'll be presumably 2 weeks minimum before the transaction is finalized on their end.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
It's not like I put it in today and he can draw on it tomorrow.
Yeah. You only go as fast as the speed of light.
So I'm going to deposit that tithe. And Deck, we had set that up in a separate part of the ship's ledger, right? What we were tithing to the king.
Let me see if I'm tracking that. I do have that, yes.
Okay.
You're going to add to that?
No, I'm not going to add to that. What I want to do is take that amount of money, zero that out on our sheet, and that would be the transfer from our account to King Oleb, that this is now, whether we hand it off to him in person or we contact the bank and get it transferred into his accounts. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I can keep it like where I've got. So I've kind of done that. It's coming out of our money. I've got it in another account called King.
Okay.
So we can make that zero whenever.
Okay, because Mizoon will then contact. I'll contact you and say, "Hey, I'm at this bank. They can do an electronic funds transfer from our account to King Oleb's account."
Okay.
And I'd like to go ahead and do that. I'm filing a report with King Oleb, and I will let him know that we've done that.
Do we want to? Sorry.
Go ahead.
Do you want me to go ahead and settle accounts from this current bounty as well?
Yes.
I've got it pretty quick. All right, give me just a moment. I'll give you that number.
And as far as the sale of the planetoid goes, given that that was completely unrelated to anything else, I say we put that in our coffers. So how much are we transferring to King Oleb's account then?
It will be.
Should be a nice chunk of change.
It's a nice chunk of change. 2. I'll put it in chat.
So Greg, then Mizoon will write out his report. Won't be too detailed, but we'll note that we did.
That's 10%? Holy crap. What was my percentage?
Are my numbers right? Better double check me.
Yeah, because that
ship sale was huge.
I was going to say that included the Mercifuge, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, we delete that
So-
on the PCS graph.
Yeah, there's a reason that we all got a couple of mega credits into our personal bank accounts.
Yeah, but I wasn't here to get that, so what was that?
Yeah. No, obviously me neither.
Because I'm still set at 5588. 5,508.
Your total earnings for that before today, like as of that ship sale and everything, it was 2. Well, here I'll put it in chat. It was 2 million plus the little.
Yeah, no one should be complaining about credits. And after this, for the bounty deck, we're going to do the standard 50% for the ship and 50% divided by the rest of the crew.
Are we changing it?
I thought we were doing shares. Didn't we talk about doing shares so that you guys got what you needed?
Yeah, well, we talked about that, but that seems.
Oh.
I thought our final. Here's what I've got. Our final thing being, and if we're gonna add the 10% for the king, we shifted a little bit. So are we keeping the 10% all the time? Basically.
For all bounties, or I mean anything regarding like piracy fighting, I want to do 10% of all of that to King Oleb.
Yeah, this was the. I'm just sharing with you guys the division of spoils per the campaign. The 10% proceeds from piracy. Remember, there was that. Well, what did you guys earn from piracy compared to honest? Either trade work, etc. Right.
We haven't. That's the beautiful part. So far, we have been squeaky clean.
Yes. Second, work out the total number of shares, which is what you guys are. Every ordinary crewman has 1 share. The travelers have 2 shares. And the captain has 5 shares. So, according to this, you guys should be paying your crewmen in shares, your NPC crewmen.
Well, what we? Oh, so I'm not doing that. I'm paying them straight salaries.
It's a choice, but normally.
Yeah, but
we could rework that if we need to. But before now, what we had decided.
Now, remember, the shares are for. These rules are for acts of piracy. If we go steal a cargo, this is what the crew would expect. So far, we have not done that. We've been involved in legitimate trade. Now, I personally would say that Krish and the other two NPCs that have been with us for a long time, they should be getting a cut of all of this as well.
Well, they would get the one share. If you did buy the shares, because this is what my group does on Friday, the captain gets 5 shares of everything, but then he's responsible for the whole ship. Fuel, maintenance, ports, all that. The crew doesn't have to worry about it. And then the crew just gets 2 shares of whatever the take is. Which still
Right.
the crew still gets pretty good money. So
we went through the share thing, and the short of it is, it's with the amount of ships we're going to be running, and the fact that one of the ships isn't ours, one of the ships half mine. You know, I thought that what we landed on was we were doing an even split, and basically the last thing we were doing was 75% to the ship and 25% split evenly to the crew.
okay,
Yeah.
works for me.
And then actually, one time we actually ended up going higher for the ship fit, and we did the ship fit at 65%, but that seems high. And that left 10% for the crew that we're splitting. I don't really care how we do it. I just got to get this thing set up so I can pay it. I mean, right now.
You want to take a look at the latest chart I just shared you? That's something. There's a base salary a month.
And that's what I'm paying them. Yeah, that's how I'm paying the crew currently.
Okay.
Okay. Well, given that,
so I'm not including I'm not including those people. I'm kind of counting them as staff. I'm paying them those monthly salaries, and then the 5 of us, we're splitting. Well, we've been splitting 10%. I think originally we were splitting 25, and then the rest was going into ship funds to keep the ship up. I'm okay with doing the share thing. We just got to figure out what that is.
no, I think what you're describing works well for anything legitimate that we were doing, which to this point we have been.
Yeah.
And then if we do something straight up illegal, then, you know, like maybe if we go after this treasure ship, then we need to say right up front, okay, this is what we are getting ready to do, and this is what your share is going to be to each, you know, for all of us. Now what Mizoon is going to do, so with this 2 million credit bounty, we take 200,000 of that, and that joins the amount going to the king. That leaves 1.8 mega credits. If we take 75% of that, that's what, 1.35 mega credits, which leaves 550,000. We divide that 5 ways. 5 ways? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5 ways. Because that would be for each of the travelers, each of us, the core group. So that'd be another 110,000 credits if I'm doing my math right.
Yeah, you lost me. What are you adding up?
So I'm looking at this 2 million credit bounty that we just got.
Yeah.
If we take the sorry, I'm breaking out my calculator here. So 2 million credits minus 200,000 credits. Okay, so that's going to leave us 1.8.
So I've got all. So here's what I've got. We're throwing 45% into refitting the ship, 10% to the King, 20% to repairs and emergencies, 25% to the crew, split 5 ways.
Okay.
So and there were $251,000 credits worth of expenses coming off of that $2 million. So we end up with $87,433 a person.
Okay.
Per traveler. I do agree, if we're going to start doing some wonky things, we probably would have to pay those. So I'm calling the other folks staff instead of crew. I can go travelers and crew, but anyway, the NPCs.
Right, because right
paying
now
them straight salary right now. If we decide to start doing wonky things, maybe we give them a 10% cut or something across, spread out about from them or something. I don't know.
Well, if we start going illegal, then I agree that we go with the shares, because then they're going to be more motivated to take a little more risk because they know the payoff's going to be bigger. But for our legitimate activities like this, I think that what you just said is the way to go. I'm just saying that out of Mizoon's share in this, the crew, the engineer that we just picked up from the planetoid, Krish and Manseng and Mathers are going to get another month's pay as a thank you and as a bonus for dealing with the combat situation. So
I got you. Yep, got you.
So you said our share was
87,433.
And the previous cut was what? 2 million something you said?
2019,650.
2019. Oh. 650.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh.
I'll put it back in chat.
I'm gonna break out my calculator.
87,433.
That was previous.
Right.
-2.
Yeah, that's the funny thing is I've not kept up with what Deck has. With what
You keep
what it is, but I don't have my own pocketbook right.
38.
Your cats.
741.
They have a hidden message.
Yeah, so even doing that, Mizoon's still at 2.2 mega credits in his personal account. And I have a feeling that we're going to start burning through that pretty quick, because last time I checked, bases are expensive. Okay. So, Greg, just to make sure that you heard that, Mizoon is personally, as a bonus, paying Manzang, Mathers, Krish, and Geezer an extra month's pay.
Okay.
So
that's good, because you'll get bonus. They can't walk away after they hit friendly ports.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and Geezer especially, I'd like to keep around because engineers are worth their weight.
Yeah.
I would like to keep the Vagar, whatever his name's, as part of my Chris as part of my boarding team. So I would even help make sure he got paid with.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. You guys don't necessarily need to dip. If we just want to agree, we want to keep those guys around. We have a lot of money in the ship account.
Yeah, but remember that for to fix the antelope.
Yeah, that's true. That's why we've been doing it. Yeah.
We are going to pour a ton of that money back into the antelope. True. So.
Plus, the antelope's the raider, right? That we got to fix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so sorry. Now that I thoroughly derailed everything by talking about money division. So a detailed report goes to King Oleb, sent by courier. We deposit that. Deck, does that 20 mega credits, does that include the 200,000 from the bounty?
Yes.
Okay, so that 20,000 or 20,371,000, that does include that. So, Greg, that's the total then that gets deposited into King Oleb's account.
All right, I'm gonna wipe that out, man.
Yeah, what's that number? Okay. One more time, I'll write it down.
Yeah, it's in chat. It's 20 million.
Oh, that one up there. Yeah, it's a new one. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's today. That's You guys still have some stuff that you could possibly sell here too.
Right, but like the planetoid, selling that wasn't taken in an act of piracy. That was actually anti-piracy action. Yeah. So that one, I think we're going to keep off the books, given that we're, a lot of what that 20 million credits is, from selling pirate ships and collecting pirate bounties. That's not actually from piracy. So we're technically going above the letter of the contract. And we're improving relations for King Oleb in the area using above board means. So I'm hoping that carries an extra point with him in that we're doing this openly in his name rather than, having to sneak around and fund things illegally. I will also note in that courier pouch that we are setting aside funds for repairing the antelope, and that we are currently investigating rumors of a potentially very lucrative deal, and that I will send another courier once we know the results of that investigation.
Okay.
All right, was it, I'm looking at the map now, was it Arunasir where the treasure ship was rumored to be?
So this treasure ship is, I have it pinned. I guess not. Yes, Arunasir, Arunisiir. We could, if you guys want to take a look at my map, I'm sharing in game, or not in game, in my Skype share. There we go. To yep, I got your. Are you? Am I spelling this right?
ARUNISSIIR. Yeah.
Why is that coming up? All right, let me just do it that way, and I'll reverse it. Hey, okay, so Garnisar. Oh, that's close.
It's spelled wrong in the game.
Yeah. So you guys looking at 2 jumps. You're going from here to blue to 2 weeks.
Okay. Being I wasn't here for the last 2 weeks. Well, what about this treasure ship? What's the plan?
Well, we got rumors that there was a treasure ship from the Imperium, going from the Imperium to the Higher 8.
Correct. Yeah.
So
that ran into some sort of difficulty and is potentially at least temporarily stranded in system in a Runaseer.
Yeah,
Okay.
that rumor came in Thieves. So as you guys were cashing in with Admiral Droykin,
Right.
you guys were hobnobbing, and this rumor came out on your carouse.
Okay. We're talking a treasure ship that the Imperium, between the Imperium and the Aslan?
Yes.
Yeah.
Really? That's interesting.
It is. No one's actually asked or done a kind of like a history check on it at all, but
Would I know anything about this possible treasure ship?
yeah, what kind of skill do you think you want to use to make this knowledge check?
I don't really have a history check, do we?
No, you can just go raw intellect or education, I guess.
Oh, well, that's not going to help me. Education. Ooh. All right, I guess.
You always have unskilled.
Yeah, no, I'll do education.
Man, what I'd love to do is take the time to pull one of these pop-up turrets off of the...
And I don't, so
Yeah.
darn it.
So yeah, it's all right, Carl. What is
slipping through the computer?
what is it? What is it specifically you're looking for on this one, Dr. Carl?
The name of the ship and maybe a manifest?
Sure. Give me your
Why
computer.
not? Fuck you.
Hey,
Ah,
what are you able to pull?
All right. So if I'm seeing this right, the planetoid ship has one pop-up triple turret, and it's got a beam laser and a missile launcher in it.
Yep. So for which ship?
The Calico Jack.
Oh yeah, whatever it has is what it has.
didn't it have like a longer range weapon that could?
It's got a
shoot
missile. It's got a missile rack on it. That's what I noticed. It has missiles.
You guys remember we started at a close range. We're
Right.
not close, but you guys weren't at long range when the encounter happened.
But what I'm wondering is, do we take the time to have the star part pull the pop-up turret off the Calico Jack and put one of the single turrets from the Zephyr into it? So we turn it into an unarmed ship, but it does have a turret in it, and we take the pop-up triple turret, then we would have 2 beam lasers and a missile rack in it. It would cut into the Zephyr's cargo between taking an extra ton of space for the pop-up turret and the missile storage if we want reloads for the missile rack.
Yeah, rack doesn't cost anything. It's the missile storage that costs the tonnage.
Right, but the pop-up turret's going to take up some space too.
Yes.
I'm all right with a pop-up turret because it would help us not, unless they do a deep scan, they're not going to be able to know. So.
Because then the Zephyr would look like it had a a single turret with a beam laser, and we would have that pop-up that could throw missiles and triple the beam laser firepower available to us.
So also
The
make
question
it easy
is
for us
that-
to play dead.
Yep.
Like we just did.
All right. Mizoon will contact the spaceport.
You want to hold your
Yeah.
thought? I'm trying to get this whisper out to Dr. Carl.
Oh, yeah. Dex, would you be okay with us doing that to the Zephyr?
Yep.
And I say we pay for that out of the funds that we're setting aside for ship improvements. It'll take a little bit away from what we could do to the Antelope, but gives us that ability right now. And then while we're having that swap made, we can try to find a buyer for the Calico Jack.
Yeah, and the parts, all of the goods.
Yeah.
All right.
Don't forget that thing's got some good stuff on there.
Oh, yeah.
The ref is open. Sorry, I had to get that out.
Oh, yeah, no worries.
So we're gonna go. We need to find like a place to socialize a little bit. Need to see if anybody's in the market for some nice luxury items.
Right, so those are legal goods that'd be streetwise.
And while Deck is doing that, Mizoon will be contacting the Starport Repair Yard,
Okay.
letting them know that we want to take the pop-up turret out of the Calico Jack and put that into the Zephyr, and then take the single turret that pop-up turret is replacing on the Zephyr and put that into the Calico Jack. Only we want the beam laser that's in that single turret to go into the triple turret to fill it.
I'll look up a price for you on that for the swap.
And then once we have a time frame on that, Mizoon will start looking for a buyer for the Calico Jack.
Now, I mean, you do have your own mechanic, right, in Zeke. Did you want to pay them to do it, or did you want your own crew to do it?
I got a mechanic to fix it if you want. I got a +1 mechanic skills, but
I mean, if the Starport will allow us to provide extra hands for reduction in price, I'm happy to do that. I just don't see how one person is going to physically remove the turret from
Well, I mean, yeah, you use the Starport's facilities. You just use his expertise.
Right.
Yeah, it just that you're really reducing costs significantly. You're just pretty much paying for berthing at that point.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, if we can do that and Zeke is willing to do that, then by all means, anything we can do to help save expense on that. But I want it done reasonably quickly and well. And, you know,
Okay.
There's that old maxim, you can have it inexpensive, you can have it fast, and you can have it work. Pick two.
Yeah. So yeah, so Zeke, think on that, Zeke. I do. Do you have something, Carl? Because we've been going back and forth.
Yeah, I just want to let you guys know that if you want to go check out that treasure ship without any interruptions, that's not going to happen. By the time we get there, the Imperium's already going to be there.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
They sent out for repair, and they're going to be there probably 2 days before we could get there if we leave right now. That's if we leave today. Now I could do some more research to see the extent of the damage that happened, to see how much time we got, but I figured they're at least going to be down for a week doing repairs out in the field like that.
Yeah, and if we take the Calico Jack, it's going to take us 5 weeks or more to get there. Time.
They would have to have an escort. I can't see them letting the ship. I'd still think they would have an escort with them.
Well, that was actually that was in the rumors. This wasn't the only treasure ship. The escort continued on with what else they had to the.
Oh, so they left this one alone?
This one.
Wow.
It's rumors.
My father would have a fit.
You know what I'm now thinking is, let's see if the repair yard has the time and the crew available to expedite swapping those out. See how much time we can cut off that, even if we pay a premium for it. And we get those turrets switched. I'll pay for a month's berthing if need be. I can pay for that out of my own pocket for the Calico Jack, and then be reimbursed if we get back and can sell it. And we do the turret swap as fast as we can and then go.
Right, but I think what Doc's saying is we're not going to make it even if we go now.
We're not going to make it before the repair ships get there, but I think it's still worth scouting out to see what those repair ships are and whether there's an actual escort with them or not. I think it's still worth at least taking a poke around.
Here's the information that I got off of the computer.
094. We're on day 82.
10 days. Not quite 2 weeks. See, I mean, I guess what I'm saying is, if we're trying to head that way, we just berth one of the two ships and we hightail it with the other.
Well, the only ship that can make it in time is the Zephyr.
Forget about the turret thing. We deal with that later. I mean, it's not. I don't think they're swapping it out in an hour, right? You're gonna lose a couple of days at least.
They need time to take it off of the Calico so they can get that off while we're gone.
True.
That way they're not standing around doing nothing.
Yeah, but if they switch the turret, then we're not going to be able to leave because that's two ships. Because you're going to have to take the turret off one ship to put it on the other ship.
No. Well,
I
have them just take
I
the
see
one
what you're
off the
saying.
Calico. Okay.
Yep.
Waiting on a pallet when you come back.
Yep.
Yeah.
That way it fastens up it makes our process of being there shorter as well.
You know what? Let's fuel the collapsible fuel tank that I bought. What do we have in the Zephyr's hold right now?
Nothing, because we loaded up with fuel.
And we used the ton of spare parts, so we can put 40 tons of fuel in there again.
Correct.
And I say we use the route Torpo to Blue to Arunasir. We just don't plan on stopping in Blue. I mean, player says I know we'll have an encounter roll in Blue just because it's an occupied deal, but
Do we
basically,
wanna make some money? Or are we saying
do we
F
want?
that?
I'm saying if time's that critical, this is a prize big enough. Maybe we don't do any trading on the way there, and if when we get to Arunasir and look around, we decide that's too tough a nut for us to crack, then we go to the Arunasir port and we buy a cargo. And we go back to Blue and then back to Torpo as normal traders.
Yep.
Is there a better gas that would like make us travel faster?
No, if we're buying refined fuel, that's the best we can do, and that helps eliminate the chance of a misjump.
Yeah,
Using unrefined fuel is a really bad choice.
Yeah, there's
I'm
like
working on this new serum that's supposed to make things go faster. You guys want to try it out?
Yeah, you have like two choices. You could go unrefined and hope that a jump mishap occurs that plops you there ahead of time, or I think you can buy. There is actually a type in the High Guard. There is a type of starship engine that actually folds space time.
Yeah, if you go with like the Anik Nova ship, where you have two jump engines that are tied together so that the one actually becomes a multiple of the other, that does allow for some interesting things. But yeah, that's rumor and story at this point, at least as far as Mizzou is concerned.
Goals, boys, goals.
All right, so I will contact the starport, arrange for berthing for 6 weeks on the Calico Jack.
We want to do 8 to be safe.
Oh. Is it misspelled?
Oh, no, you're right. No, 10. Yeah, 10.
Okay.
10 weeks. So let's see. That would be 500 a day.
35,000.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, in that case, 2 more weeks.
This is a cheap place. This is the cheapest place there is to leave it.
2 more weeks would make that 42,000. Is that right? If we paid for 12 weeks berthing?
Yep. Correct.
Okay. So Mizzou is going to contact the starport, arrange for 12 weeks of berthing for the Calico Jack.
Okay.
And just in the interest of speed, since he's got his credit card and doesn't have the ship's credit card, he'll just pay for that out of his own pocket.
Just bring me receipts. We'll take care of that.
And then he'll order more refined fuel to go into the collapsible fuel tank.
Okay.
And then contact traffic control to let them know that as soon as the fuel tank's full, we are looking for a flight path out to the jump point.
Yep.
All right. Let's wrap up one loose end on the illicit goods.
Yeah, so I was down in the bar
Yes.
trying to meet this guy. I talked to a guy. He seemed a little iffy, but I think maybe he can He can help us find the right person.
Okay, so give me your streetwise. I have my traveler tool open on the Skype screen share on my end for those that are watching it.
I love this tool.
Oh my gosh.
It's actually in forward spot right now. I can make it bigger.
Yeah, so you got a +5.
Oh.
Not -5, +5, Greg. That's broker, shoot. Not that it matters, but okay, so you got a 5. We're using Mongoose 2. We're allowing illegal goods. Jump distance is 0 from Torpo. Where are we at? Torpo, right?
Yeah, we're at Torpo.
Yeah,
So
we're at Torpo.
This should come out as a desired goods.
This is a great tool.
Will desired. So let's see what we have on here and what they're going to go. So line by line on PCS Craft, on the Calico Jack, under cargo, advanced electronics. All right, sale DM does not include the broker score, price modifier, current increase, random roll. I was rereading. There was something. One thing I gotta, you guys know this part, the modified and sale DM. I think you just got the sale DM as an 8, and that's just straight up. You'll be able to offload it at 100,000. Still new on the.
Yeah. No.
An 8 is at 100. Yeah, sell price. Yeah. It's actually, sell price would be 80% if you look in the chart in the core rulebooks.
That's what it, yeah, I'm wondering why this is already determined what that modifier is going to be.
Because it rolls against all those tables to build this thing.
It's already been done, is what we're saying.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so then we're done. So then that's it. Then 100,000 for your advanced electronics.
And that's per ton, correct?
Yeah, so that'd be 500,000 for that.
Nice.
And advanced manufactured goods?
It's going to be selling at 70,000 times 4, so 28,000 there, or 280,000 there.
And they're looking for biochemicals?
They are looking for biochemicals at 42,500. You got 3 of them.
A little below standard, but we didn't pay for it, so.
Yeah, so that is only 127,500. What we all want to see.
Wait, I missed one. What was the 127?
127,500. That's for the biochemicals.
Oh, I thought you said 42.5. 127.5.
Good guys.
Wow. 200,000 for luxury goods. Nice.
Well, hang on. Does that show illegal luxury goods? Does this show illegal goods?
Oh, yeah, legal luxuries. You're right. Yeah. Good catch.
Oh, it's only 30.
So 30,000. So you're going to get 300,000 off of legal luxuries.
Not a bad day's work.
If your contact's willing to buy them all and willing to offload them before we leave, I'm good with that.
When we done this the week we were gone? I mean, before you got there?
No, this is what was on the Calico Jack.
Oh,
Yeah.
the Calico Jack, yeah.
Yeah.
I do need one med roll from the doctor, though, for the week off so that I can get my strength up to 10. Good. Okay.
And then, are you good, Deck? I'm about to clear out the Calico Jack's cargo.
I am good. And honestly, Cap, if you want, I can go ahead and reimburse you for that berthing. We'll just take it out of all of this.
You know, I've already paid for it. It's all good.
All right.
We'll sort it out when we get back.
All right.
At this point, I want to get that fuel blivet fueled up and get us out of here.
Yeah.
All right. So the one last question. I got to set the crew again on the Zephyr.
Bring everybody.
Yeah, I guess that's my question.
Yeah, we'll bring the engineer from the Calico Jack. This will be a good chance for him to show what he knows. Let him work with Deck. Get Deck's opinion of him.
If you don't like him, you can always send him to me. He's already seen me, so like he'll come back way more willing to work.
Geezer, you can't possibly leave Chris here.
No,
No.
Chris, no, I would not. Because if we're going to do anything, I want to name my right hand man.
Celine.
Laser catcher.
And Doctor.
So we've still got the low burst full.
That's it.
Unless Torpo agreed that they were pirates and would deal with them accordingly. That was the loose end that we never got to.
The Marines?
Yeah, the crew of the Calico Jack that we have in the low berths.
Hmm?
Let's leave them there to help the mechanics assist.
I suppose if we need to, we can defrost the pilot and astrogator. I'm really not excited about releasing the Marines.
I mean, if they're legit, let's show a sign of good faith that, here you go, you can work with us or go away.
Or we keep our reputation that we're up front and we're turning in pirates.
Oh, no, that's happening if they're pirates. If they're pirates, we're turning them in. But if they're not, then...
Oh, yeah, then, I could use more guys with, to board ships, huh? More cannon fodder. I mean, good guys.
Oh, we call them as we seize them. Besides, I'll fix them up. You don't gotta worry. If something happens to them, or if they defect, I'll make sure they defect.
Masoon just had a really nasty thought. Doctor, you and I need to have a conversation at some point.
Ooh. I'm looking into getting these chips that we can insert them into maybe like their neck, and I'll give you the button. And it's like...
You know, Doctor, that was kind of what I was thinking about.
I could read your mind. I know. We went to the same place. I know those eyes.
Maybe just enough explosive to sever an artery.
Oh. Yeah, I guess it would just be fun to watch him fall down and choke. But I mean, I don't know. I just like things when they go boom sometimes. Your way though keeps them more intact, so that way I can function with. Yeah, no, I like your idea better. I'll get working on that. Sensors, the cybernetics.
Let's leave these guys. You know what? While we're jumping from here to blue, one by one we can defrost these guys and see what kind of vibe we get off them.
Yeah, I double checked the med check is a task difficulty 6. And who's this going to be for? Pilot?
I'll let Captain pick. I'll defrost whoever he points at.
Is this before or after there's an acquisition of ears, noses, fingers?
Oh. No. We're going to let them have their parts. So that way, if they do work for us, I need them to have all their parts. If they don't work for us, they're going to go back to sleep.
They're not waking up with a scar on the lower left side of their back?
No,
they just won't. They're not going to wake up.
Yeah.
All right.
So who wake up eunuchs?
So let's get fueled here at Torpo and get on our way. Once we're in jump, then we can deal with all of this.
Okay, I'll keep the first roll for whoever you want to take out first.
So once we've got the fuel, Mizoon contacts traffic control for that flight path to the jump point.
Yep.
And once they have given him clearance, he'll make his pilot roll to get us up and out of the gravity well. Your skills.
Yeah,
Let's hope this one.
Yeah, go for it. I'm gonna add some hours on this.
Much better. See, the Zephyr is much better than the planetoid hole.
Well, it's that turning radius.
It's that non-streamlined nonsense.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm ready. Who is our astrogator now? Is it our NPC astrogator or Celine? Sealand.
If Sealand's on board.
Mathers. We'll go with Mathers.
Okay.
And
plotted, Captain.
Manzeng, if you will take over in the pilot seat. And Deck, we've got a course plotted, so if you will go ahead and power up the jump drives, as soon as we hit the 100 diameter limit, we will jump.
Got it ready.
Punch it.
Nice.
All right, you guys are in jump. Now there's stuff you guys want to do in jump. Now's the time.
We have 6 people in low burst. Let's defrost 1 per day. And let's start with their pilot.
Pilot. Okay. That's coming through your living room, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Gotta love it. Or not, as the case might be.
Yep. All right, so pilot's coming out. You want me to give them names now?
Let's. Well, yeah, I guess so. So.
Well, let's give him a name if he's going to cooperate. If he doesn't cooperate, then we don't have to worry about
it. His name is Spaced.
Yeah. So, Mazoon's approach with each of them is going to be to have decent food, warm drinks, a little bit of alcohol if that's their thing. You know, basically a nice little spread set out in the galley area. Once they're defrosted, Doctor brings them down to the galley, and Mazoon will be there. Zeke, if you'll be there.
Yes, I will.
have Krish be there because I have every reason to believe that Krish will have no problem taking someone down. And let the two let the Marine and the Varger be the obvious muscle, but be in the background. Amazon will be very reasonable, and yes, you attacked us, we captured your ship, we now own your ship. However, we are willing to work with you if you will work with us, because there's a lot that we can do in this area of space.
The pilot, he's like, well, Captain, I understand, but you have to know that we're under contract by our patron. I'm not sure how much you're worth, but this guy's a pretty high roller back on Thieves. We don't want to cross him.
So you're under contract. So who's your patron?
I was gonna say, who's your patron?
He goes by the name of Four Iron Teeth.
The Aslan?
You got it.
That's one of the patrons working against the Admiral, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That is correct, Captain.
Well, are you aware that we are on extremely good terms with the Admiral himself?
Nope. Never run across your crew before in my life.
Well, let's just say that we did a couple of very successful jobs for the Admiral in an incredibly short time, and we are in the process of working out not just a patron relationship, but an actual business partnership. Now, if you want to stay with your patron, that's understandable. We can let you off at the next port.
Well, I mean, the Admiral is, last time I was in Thieves, was the leading faction. But there was an allegiance that was about to go on, and Horrell had a pretty big score that was going to solidify everything. I don't know where things stand right now.
Oh, would that be the allegiance involving Miss Silverhand?
I don't know if you would know Silverhand. He would know her patron. Remember, you got smoked on the moon.
Well, we think he got smoked. I have my doubts, but yes.
At that point, I will present all of the video evidence of what we did while we were on Thieves. This is what we accomplished in the short time we were there.
Well, that's pretty compelling. I think you're kind of misunderstanding this. This score is going to change the dynamics of the Thieves system.
Would this be the treasure ship at Arunasir?
You gotta go stone faced. Is the cat out of the bag on that one?
Well, again, given the favors that we did for the Admiral, he paid us a favor back.
So did it
He
make
knows
it to
about it.
Did it make it to the X system? EXE. The Martin II he's asking about?
Sorry, say that again.
Did the Martin
he
II,
ask it?
Yeah, he's asking you. So then did the Martin II make it to the X system, EXE? I'll spell it out.
Let's see here. I'm scrolling up.
I'll jump. I want to look at my map.
Or is that?
We do know that the Martin II, there were communications that had been intercepted stating that it was sabotaged. The Imperium is sending a repair ship, and we are on our way to see if we can beat the repair ship or, the Exeter system.
Man, they must have missed, but there's no way that's going to EXE based on what I'm looking at. That is
EXE is really far away.
I'm gonna have to make a that got me so screwed up.
Oh no. It's southeast. Directly southeast.
Oh, I'm on Exeter. Yeah. EXE. There you go. I went to Exeter. There we go.
3 systems away. Or 3 jumps. It would be 3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just near Tech World.
Yep.
So it's not, as far as we know, it has not yet reached EXE?
Nope. Right now it is sabotaged and getting repaired, or repairs should be there soon from the Imperium to Arunisur. A-Run Isur. A-Run Isur. You know, tomato.
That's the pilot. I don't know if you heard this. Did you hear that conversation?
Yeah. I let him know that we have this information.
Oh, it shouldn't be in Aranis, or sounds like the Horror's Iron Tooth plan is going sideways.
Wouldn't be the first time, wouldn't be the last.
Their plan.
All I'm saying is that right now you are stating that you want to be loyal to a patron when you have no ship. And I am offering you the chance to work for a crew that has the ship we're in right now, has your former ship. We have other assets that I will keep undisclosed at this moment. If you work out for us, you could very well find yourself not just backing someone out of Thieves, but involved with an endeavor to influence trade throughout the subsector.
Well, he's now that he's starting what he thought was supposed to be happening. Obviously, you've visually persuaded otherwise. I think you give me just a straight up persuasion and see if he comes on over and cruise up with you. All right, yeah. As things aren't working out for old Horror Iron Tooth, I may as well go to the winning side.
Captain, a word with you and the doctor.
I shake hands with the pilot.
What's your name,
male
pilot?
Or female?
Rahotep Ryans.
Damn, I got to put this guy on the payroll now too.
Unfortunately.
A word with the
captain.
Captain and the doctor.
Yes, sir.
Well, Rahotep, welcome to this effort.
Yeah, pleasure's mine.
Right now, we are getting a bit overcrewed in the hopes that we will have a prize to take wherever it's best to take it.
Don't mess up. Or mess up. I don't care. Don't die.
Zeke, if you'll show Rahotep to his
He wants to
New
have
berth.
a word with us real quick.
And
Captain.
when you come back, we'll absolutely have a word.
Oh man, let's make this guy wait.
Kirsch, can you take this to his room, please?
Because I started Wilma, I'm just going to finish her last name out, so I did.
All right, once Rahotep has been taken to his stateroom, mental note, need to upgrade the anti-hijack software, get staterooms that lock from the outside only, booby trap all our airlocks.
Funny you think I don't already have half of that done, Captain. Don't tell Deck.
So Zeke, you needed a word?
Doc, how long has the ship been shut down? Did the computer tell you how long it's been in that system?
No. No, not at all.
So if Iron Tooth was planning a raid, sabotage that ship, either the ship's not there, or we're walking into two possible pirate bands.
I think that he wasn't supposed to be jumped there, so I'm thinking it's somebody on board. Because they got time to send out a message to actually get help.
Right.
So somebody on board that ship definitely caused it.
And where they've gotten a message out to Iron Tooth, and are we looking at a possible?
I did try to pinpoint where the message was being sent to. I didn't get that. I just know that the Imperium is going to be there to repair it, according to the return message.
And the message, and how long ago was the message sent?
You don't have a timestamp.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Okay.
I know that it was sent at least while we were in Torpo. You know, like it was either then or before.
Yeah, you were reading missives written by somebody else. Like you didn't have the source information. It's not like.
So
right.
I guess what I'm trying to figure out is, so we left. It took us 2 weeks to get from where. Well, what, a week to get to Torpo, and then Torpo to, or I mean, a week, 2 weeks. We were 2 weeks at Torpo technically. But we heard rumors in Thieves that the treasure ship, but they didn't know it was shut down yet, just that it was going through.
No, they knew that it was going through. They didn't know.
Okay, that was being sabotaged. Okay.
No, they knew it was. Sorry, they knew that there were. And back in Thieves, the rumor was that it was damaged.
So they already knew it was damaged. So that, we may not find nothing. We may run into the Imperium and it could be gone.
Right, which is why we're in this effort, because if we show up and it looks too hot or there's nothing here, we are just here trading.
Then I don't know if I trust this pilot.
Well, we need to start collecting some people who have a different background.
Right.
Hold on. I'm going to check the bridge. Are Manzing and Mathers still on duty?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to make sure that the bridge hatch is closed. And then go back to the galley so far everything we've done has been squeaky clean.
Right.
And I think that's a big part of the reason that Manzang and Mathers have stuck with us. What I am really wanting to do is to get a ship that they can, with another crew, start trading in under King Olip's name and get them doing legitimate trade. What we need right now are people like the crew of the Calico Jack that are willing to operate on either side of the law. And if they're willing to
I agree
work,
with that.
If these people are willing to work with us with the understanding that they have to prove themselves to us, and with the three of us knowing that they aren't going to be aboard a ship that we aren't on, I'm willing to give them a shot. We need to start collecting some people of a shadier nature.
I agree. My only concern is if he's that faithful to Irontooth, he finds out that Irontooth pulled this off. He's not. He'd be at risk for us.
I understand that, but he's already seen that we disrupted the main plan that he was counting on. And we did that ourselves with no help from the Admiral.
Right. You're right.
And as he said, if that plan went so far sideways, he's not willing to back a horse that might lose at this point. So if we get to the Arunasir system and Irontooth is there, you're absolutely right. They're a risk and they go back and lowbird. Or we throw them out the airlock. Either way.
I'd say the airlock, but because then we could have a mutiny on our hands. That's what would be my concern.
As we're driving by them, we toss them out the airlock so they can wave.
On the other hand, if we get to Arunasir and there's no one else there, then we scope the situation out. If we can hit the treasure ship, we do so.
Okay.
Then we air them.
The only problem I have with that idea deck is we are in the Zephyr, and if we hit this treasure ship and get marked, your ship is going to be marked as a pirate ship. If you're talking, you're still muted.
I was saying it wouldn't be the first time. This is probably the longest stretch of time this ship's ever gone without doing the wrong thing.
Okay.
Just because it's piracy doesn't mean it's wrong, you guys.
The correct thing on the wrong side.
There you go.
So, again, I understand what you're saying, Zeke, and as far as I'm concerned, we don't let the new crew in the engineering spaces, and if they're on the bridge, it's with one of us. We're armed, they're not.
You want some of those chips?
And yeah, if we can figure out a way to booby trap their body, I say we do that as well.
Those some tethers. They cross the wrong line. It goes boom.
Okay.
But it like a contained boom because we don't need to blow ourselves up.
And Zeke, I'm not discounting what you're saying, and I absolutely agree that I would like you heavily armed at all times from this point forward.
Okay.
And if we defrost the Marines and they're willing to work with us, then we figure out a way to help you watch your back so that they can't take you down.
And Krish. Krish has been pretty loyal, so.
So, and the first chance, I'd say from this point forward, you go about armed and armored. Same for you, Krish. Armed and armored. And The new guys don't get armed unless we're actually hitting another ship.
They don't even get to cut their meat with knives.
Unless they prove themselves loyal, then I'm willing to back off a little bit. But if they were that loyal to Iron Hand, well, let's just assess the situation, like you said, Captain, once we get there.
And absolutely watch our backs in the meantime.
Yes.
I am going to be sharing something kind of significant with you guys because the more I thought about it on Zeke making the failure, there's just no way this isn't common knowledge. And it affects decisions you're making on this ship. So, and I made it as a note, and I'm reproofing it to make sure I don't give you, story. All right. So this explains why. I'll make it public. This explains why there are treasure ships going from the Third Imperium to the Asmonirate. Right. Otherwise, this doesn't make sense.
Yeah, Bahara.
This is the Treaty of Faharo.
This is the public note. Yeah, you guys want to read this. This is out of the referee supplement, but I have to believe this is common knowledge amongst at least one of you. You know what I mean?
Marines, this would go with my backstory of why I'm walking away from the Imperium, because I was left out.
Exactly. Yeah,
So.
I gotta believe at least one of you or the crew could put this together as concise as they did it for the referee.
So these treasure ships are going to the heads of certain clans to help those clans stay powerful and slow the expansion down.
Essentially keep them warring with each other instead of expanding. That's
expanding, because if they expand, then they take planets. That's how they expand. That's the Aslan way.
Yeah.
It's the second son, the third sons. The first sons inherit from their father their territory, but the second and third son, if they have a second or third son, have to go out and conquer other worlds to get their power.
Yeah, and then there is a term for them.
The Ihati.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. Yeah, the ones that go out seeking their own. And, they hire mercenaries, the human mercenaries start warring in these independent systems.
And they'll pick on a system that doesn't have a good defense. And, yeah.
So I guess what I'm saying is think about where Drinax is.
Oh, I know where
Drinax is.
King
Oleb is trying to create a bulwark against this to make this area a tough enough nut that the Hierate would go around rather than try to go through.
Yeah, so this is where I was kind of ethically where I didn't want to hamstring you guys, because in the event this thing doesn't make it where it's supposed to go, think about those consequences.
Wow, and the Imperium betrayed the... Oh, God, that would piss Zeke off.
But yes, I didn't know. This is very politically entwined. I don't want you guys making a single or a biased decision without the public knowledge that I think you should have.
Well, and that's why Mizoon is a little torn about this as well, because obviously this is going to a certain cause. Mizoon also has reason to want to see the Imperium stung. The question is, does he want to see it stung this much? That's part of the reason I was hoping to be in a better armed ship, because part of his thinking was if we come in and that treasure ship is under attack and we chase the attackers off, hey, we're the good guys. Totally working to secure a PowerPoint against the Imperium or in spite of the Imperium, but still, I think this is worth going to scope out the situation and to see what's going on. And we're going to have to play our cards as, you know, play our cards one at a time as we get more information. But again, just so that you know, as my crew, you know, I'm not in charge. I fly the ship. I'm the face for the group. That's fine. But we all have to make these decisions together. My thought is we go see what's going on with this treasure ship, and if it makes sense to grab some of the cargo and run, if that's an option, I'm not opposed to that. If we have a chance to be anti-pirate fighters again and strengthen that reputation, I'm all for that. And in the meantime, we see what the astrogator has to say tomorrow when we defrost them.
That that was me clearing the combat tracker. So I want to place the Zephyr on the map I have up. There we go.
So that was day one of jump.
Torpo to blue, right? Yeah.
So day two will defrost the astrogator, and I don't know how late you all want to go. So
I was gonna say it's 11:30 for you guys almost. You guys want to still go?
Yeah. Do we want to? Yeah. How you doing, Andy? You good, Pen?
I'm good.
I'm
good. But yeah,
I'm good for a little while. I probably got about a half hour left in me before I got to sign off and get other stuff done before going to bed for work tomorrow.
My concern is if we go 30 minutes more, we're going to find ourselves in a spot where it's not a good stopping point.
Yeah, this does.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm okay to put a pin in it here, knowing that this jump in particular, we're probably going to play out most of the days.
Yeah.
This will help digest this peace treaty. I didn't even know about this peace treaty. Good grief, when I'm running this game, I haven't ran into this yet.
It is. So it's only in the index of the second adventure. That's the only place I was just reading this adventure again today, and it's the first time I came across it.
Wow.
So I'm like, well, this really makes a lot of sense.
It does make a lot of sense.
But you know how the end of this campaign could end up.
Right.
Really, it's a direct reflection of what happens right now.
Yeah.
Right, because if this treasure ship doesn't get where it's going, the higher rate might have reason to suddenly boil over in this area.
Yeah, you King Olaf's court, you guys haven't got to that point in this campaign where you have to deal with the Aslan, but obviously that's coming based on geography or spaceography.
Yeah, given the fact that higher rate's only a jump 2 from Drinax and only a jump 1 from a scene.
Yeah. So yeah, let's put a pin in it, and we'll pick up on this again in 2 weeks, and we'll get some action going on. Well, I guess Intel gathering is the name of the game to start the next session on what you guys really.